FiftyTwoThirty Podcast, episode number 2. The man from Jersey here, in the presence of a legend.
Swag. It's me, Swag.
Yo, you went from El Fuerte episode 1 to Swag in episode 2.
Yeah, man.
I don't know how you do that,
I'm
man.
staying committed now. Swag.
Alright, man. Well, basically, today we're keeping with the whole food theme. We got some guava pastries. My guy brought some chips. He's got some Ritz crackers. It's all types of like weird foods that we have here. We're sticking with the whole 5 worst trades. Each team is done thing. First episode we did the Nets. This episode we're doing the Knicks. 5 worst trades, franchise history. I'm pretty sure there's like some terrible Knicks trade in like the 60s that I don't know about, that like I don't care about. I'm pretty much doing like 90s, 2000s, so on. I don't know about you, man, but you want to start us off or I go?
I'll start off like my 5th worst one. There was like a 4-team deal in 2001 between the Knicks, the Suns, the Lakers, and the Seattle Supersonics.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much the Knicks sent Patrick Ewing to the Sonics.
Okay.
And a first-round pick to Phoenix Suns, while they received 3 picks. And Luke Longley, who was waived the following year. And the pick turns into Jason Collins. So it just ends up being like this crazy trade where they gave up a lot of stuff for basically nothing.
Yeah. So this is the Patrick Ewing trade.
Mm-hmm.
This is when the Knicks just basically did a Boston Celtics, and they were like, "You're our best player in franchise history, give or take, but like we got to get something for you. We can't just let you just retire."
Yeah. So this is
farewell tour.
This is something where I'm like, whenever you start talking about the greatest players of all time,
mm-hmm.
This doesn't happen to the greatest players of all time.
Right.
Like Kobe, Dirk, Tim Duncan. Like, those guys are just like...
You retire with your franchise.
You're with a team forever.
Did you say Dirk?
I had to say Dirk.
You said Dirk. Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. Dirk, Timmy, Kobe, who else? Reggie Miller, he did it.
Those are the 3 that I always, like, I'm like, yo. Because Kobe's was crazy. The Lakers were like, hey, man, we know you're not going to be that great, but we're going to make you one of the highest paid players in the NBA your last 2 years. Which was like super respect, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, Patrick Ewing didn't get that.
So, why do you feel like this was the worst trade? Just because of like the no loyalty thing? The 5th worst because of the no loyalty thing? Trading
yeah.
Their franchise best player and
yeah,
arguably?
Man. Yeah, and then it's like, it's 2001, like, there's like a turning point here, you know? And then it's like, you didn't really get that much.
What did they got? What the Knicks got? Luke Longley, son?
Yeah.
Really? I don't even remember him playing for them, which is probably a bad thing.
They received 3 picks, and Luke Longley.
They got 3 picks?
Yeah.
The Knicks got 3 picks.
Yeah.
Really? What were they, like a couple first, seconds? Do you know?
I don't know. Like when I was reading it, it was just like, yeah, they got moved around. Like those picks got moved around.
Okay, so I see where you're coming from. Me personally, when I was doing my research, I saw this trade. I didn't drink the juice, pause, because that's like a what matters most to you type of thing. Like for some people,
that's why I put it as 5th.
Yeah, for some people it'll be like, you traded Patrick Ewing, the best player in franchise history, whatever. But the fact of the matter was, if you're someone like a Danny Ainge where you're like, yo, I'm ruthless, I just want to make sure we continue to stay good or whatnot. The Knicks didn't continue to stay good, but I mean, Ewing was old, so it's not really...
This is one of those things. I know not everybody believes in karma.
Yeah.
But this is one of those things where you're like, maybe if you just do the right thing this one time, things turn around for you in the right way.
So yeah, basically it's 2001. I don't know if the Knicks really were competitive anymore. Like, Ewing was on his last legs. They had Sprewell. They had Houston. They made this trade. And after they made this trade, it was like arguably like the 16, 17, 20 year like worst history of like the Knicks, pretty much. I don't want to give too much time on this trade. Basically, I didn't choose it because I didn't care about the whole it's Patrick Ewing, it's a Knicks legend narrative. I mean, at the end of the day, the Knicks didn't get much for Patrick Ewing, but Patrick Ewing was washed at that time. You know, he went and he played for Seattle. He played for like Orlando. I think he even played like a season for Houston. I'm not so sure. I mean, I respect the trade. Like I said, it's really just what like matters to you. You know, like the whole loyalty thing. I like the loyalty thing, but like I don't know. I didn't care about it with this Patrick Ewing thing. Probably just because I'm not like a Knicks fan like that.
Like in 2000, 2001.
Yeah.
They had a winning record.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, they didn't have a winning record until like 2010.
Yeah. 10-11 season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
First season with Amari.
So basically, after that trade, they went into just like,
yeah,
you suck.
You want me to give one of my trades?
Yeah.
Hold up, because so now I have to be kind of
You can say the same that I'm gonna say.
I gotta be careful because I'm not giving my full 5. Like it seems like I have to choose like 2 or 3 of them, so I have to make sure I choose the right 3.
Well, I think we both know there's 2 trades at the top of the mountain.
Honestly, I don't know.
Are pretty bad.
I don't know if we both do, man. There was
on.
so many. There was so many, bro. The Knicks, you in the last 20 years, you guys have made so many bad trades.
Right,
it's really hard to choose.
Go with your number 4, maybe.
2013 Knicks trade Marcus Camby, Steve Novak, Quentin Richardson, which is none of that mattered. None of that mattered. They gave up a first rounder in 2016 and 2 second rounders in 14 and 17 for Andrea Bargnani.
Dude, I think that's like my second worst trade.
Yeah.
That's not 4th worst. That's like 2nd worst.
No, I think some other were like really bad, yo. So look, I'll break it down real quick. So we know Bargnani, number 1 pick, 2006 draft, right? Played for the Raptors like 6, 7 seasons, whatever it was. We call a spade a spade. He was a bust. He never lived up to his number 1 draft pick, right? The season before he got traded to the Knicks, he averaged 12.7 points, shot 40% from the field, which is terrible if you're a big. 40% from the field? That's everything. That's like 3 mid-range, around the basket, 40%. And he shot 31 from 3. So those aren't good percentages off rip, right? You just gave up a first rounder and 2 second rounders for this dude. Bargnani was a bad defender. I'm not gonna go into all the like advanced stats and all that, but like if you watch basketball and you know like you're with the shits, you know Bargnani used to get ate up on defense. He was not a defender. He was a soft Euro. He was literally that. Like what people would say like soft Euros, like he allowed people to say that because he was that. When he went to the Knicks, he played 71 games for them over 2 seasons. So out of 164 regular season games he could have played, he played 71.
That's terrible.
Not even half. He got paid around, on average, $11.5 million for the 2 years he was getting. Like each season, 11 mil on that Knicks team. Those 2 seasons he was with them, those 71 games, he averaged 14 and 5. Which is like, it's nothing to write home about, you know? And the team did not improve. They sucked. I don't know their records. Because I was doing research overnight, but
I could tell you.
You like 13, 14, 14, 15, the Knicks were not good.
14, 15, they were 17 and 65.
17, 65. It would have been nice to have your first overall pick during these years, right?
Yeah, and this is a big thing that I highlighted. 2016 draft, they had no picks.
2015 draft.
2016.
Yeah, because they gave it up. What did they finish that year? 15, 16.
32 and 50.
32 and 50. Not the worst, but it's a lottery pick. And you're not going to get it because you traded it for Andrea Bargnani.
And they had no picks. Like,
no
not
picks.
even a second rounder.
No picks.
So, when you're a GM...
In 2016, right?
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah, because 15 was the Porzingis draft. They had
exactly.
16, none. So, that's pretty much why I thought that trade was bad. Like, it was Bargnani. Bargnani, he already was known as, like, a bust.
Bro,
and then the Knicks... And it was, like, the Raptors, like from what I read, they wanted to get rid of Bargnani. They were like, yo, please, like, someone take him, yo. Mm-hmm. And the Knicks come all jolly, like, hey, we'll give you a first in 2 seconds. For Bargnani, like, they overpaid for him, bro. So that's that trade right there, the Andrea Bargnani trade. That was really bad. And I'm sure Knicks fans, if you're watching, I'm pretty sure you agree with us. You were probably like, oh, hell yeah, Andrea Bargnani trade is horrible. What else you got, man?
The Melo trade?
The Carmelo trade?
Yeah, I didn't like that.
2011? Like when they got him or when they traded him?
When they traded him.
Okay. Really? That cracked your top 5?
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Okay.
Because I was just like, that's another one. Like, I feel like every time the Knicks are always complaining like we can't get a star or like like when they traded him was it 20?
That was 2017 offseason. The OKC.
So they like 2016, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
They were 31 and 51.
Right.
So they were a bad team.
Yeah.
But I feel like if they would have kept Carmelo,
mm-hmm.
they could have like, because they were a shitty team, they could have drafted somebody good and then built that way.
And they have Porzingis.
Sometimes like these teams rush to be like, well, it's not working out. Like, let's just give up. Let's just trade everything.
I mean, look, I'm not a Knicks fan. But in their defense, I didn't mind it. Because if you look at Melo's numbers, he was declining season after season. He was already on the decline. His numbers were going down. They weren't going up. They weren't even staying the same. They were going down. And number 2, that was what, 2016? 17 when they traded him.
Mm-hmm.
So that means Melo was like a 14-year vet at that point.
But they just got like Enes Kanter.
Yeah, but sometimes that's how it goes, man. Like, and just the thing with that one was, honestly,
and then some shit happened in New York where like Enes Kanter wasn't like playing.
The thing that happened with the Melo thing,
play the guy. He's a double.
The thing that happened with the Knicks thing, that whole Melo saga, it turned into almost like a soap opera, and Melo lost trade value because of all that thing. It's almost as if the Knicks made their own player lose trade value, and I feel like that's also why they only got Enes Kanter and whatever else they did.
Doug McDermott.
Yeah, because they handled that terribly, the whole Melo saga.
In Chicago's 2018 second-round draft pick.
A second-round draft pick.
Yeah.
So they gave up a first-rounder for Andrea Bargnani, but then other teams are smart enough to only give them a second for Carmelo.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I think what I'm highlighting is just bad decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Of like not, like if they would have traded Melo like a season before,
mm-hmm.
I feel like they could have gotten way better. Like what you said, they mishandled it.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm ranking this trade as bad, because it's like you had an opportunity, and you slowly messed it up.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end you were just like, let's just get anything.
Get whatever we can from him.
Let's just do it.
Yeah.
And this is not how like a GM should function, man. Like you should be like, yo, this is like the highest this guy's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get rid of him.
Okay, I'm gonna just go with this one. 2002, the trade for Antonio McDyess.
Oh yeah.
So Knicks traded Marcus Camby, who was like really good. Even after this trade, he was really good. They traded Marcus Camby, the number 7 pick in that draft. And Mark Jackson, which like Mark Jackson was washed at that point. They got Antonio McDyess and the 25th pick in that draft. So first off, this trade happened in the 02 offseason, right? 02 offseason. The 01-02 season just happened. Guess how many games Antonio McDyess played in the 01-02 season?
Probably like 10?
10 games.
Woo!
So that's a red flag right there, right? Like you're trading for a guy who just played 10 games in the season that just happened, right? That should be a red flag.
I guessed that.
That should be a red flag, right?
Yeah, and the reason why I guessed that is because I know that the Knicks probably made a bad decision.
You didn't look at my phone, right?
No, I didn't see anything. It's literally like, you already know, man. It's just bad history.
Okay, no, it gets worse.
Oh, damn.
They traded for him in the 02 offseason, right? So right before, or the next season is the 02-03 season. Guess how many games he played in the 02-03 season?
I didn't look. 8.
He didn't play.
Oh, damn.
He missed the whole season.
Goddamn. That the knee problems or something?
Yeah, he missed the whole season. Oh. Right? Got paid $12.6 million in the 03 season, which season he missed. He missed the whole season. They paid him $12.5 million.
Yeah, that sounds like that Allen Houston thing I always hear about, that they just keep paying him and he's retired.
So you basically paid someone $12.5 million. They missed the whole first season on your team. The season before that, he only played 10 games. You still traded for him. You missed that red flag. So let's analyze the trade, right? So they traded Marcus Camby. Marcus Camby goes to Denver, wins a couple Defensive Player of the Years. If you look at Camby's stats, the dude had seasons where he averaged like 3.5, flirting with 4 blocks a game, like mental, double machine, 12 and 12 on things like that, 11 and 11, solid double machine, right? Couple defensive players. You gave that up. You gave up the number 7 pick. I don't know if the Knicks picked this and then traded it to Denver, or if they traded to Denver and then Denver picked this player. But the 7th pick ended up being Nene. Nene, not the best player.
He's alright.
Yeah, and dude, like, your team is not good. Like, this is what we're saying with the Knicks and the Nets, right? It's like they take the anti-Warriors thing. Like, the Warriors, they built it through the draft. Knicks and the Nets in the 2000s. More so the Knicks in the 2000s, Nets in the 2010s. They're so quick to, like, we just want to get a good quick, so we're just going to trade these picks. No patience, not trying to build through the draft. So you just sucked, and you have the number 7 pick, and you trade it for a guy who just missed the whole season, right? This is how you know it's bad, because I'm not even a Knicks fan, and, like, I'm still getting, like, pissed. So that's how you know it's bad, right? And last but not least, the 03-04 season, he played 18 games. Antonio McDyess, 18 games for the Knicks, and then was traded to Phoenix. So
basically, got nothing.
So what did you get? 18 games of McDyess? That's what I'm seeing. He missed the whole 02-03, 03-04. He played 18 games, and they got
gave
traded.
A Defensive Player of the Year guy,
and a young player.
It's crazy, man.
And you got a overpaid McDyess, but I'm going to double dip right here, and I'm going to give 2 in a row.
All right.
Because it's a segue. It's literally a segue. So like I told you, McDyess plays 14 games for the Knicks in 03-04, and then he gets traded to Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
This is another pick. Who did he get traded to Phoenix for?
I don't know.
2004. Stephon Marbury, Penny Hardaway, Cesare Tribansky.
I don't know that guy.
This trade was horrible, bro. This trade was horrible. Here's a couple of notes I have. Knicks traded for Stephon Marbury, Penny Hardaway, and the Trubansky dude.
Trubansky.
A lot of the players they gave up, they weren't anything. They gave up Charlie Ward, Howard Isley, McDyess. Like, congrats, like, you gave up McDyess. Mashe Lampe, who was a draft bust. 2 first-round picks and cash. Now, why was this trade bad?
It was lottery protected, right?
I'm not sure, man, but it's still 2 first-rounders you just gave up. All right, so why was this trade bad? Number one, like I've said in the past, we were Nets fans, right? We were Nets fans. Stephon was on the Nets. Stephon, when he was on the Nets, he was good, right? A lot of highlight plays, a lot of points, razzle-dazzle, this, that, and the ninth. We didn't go anywhere with Stephon. The season before we traded for Kidd, we won 26 games. You know, we traded for Kidd, we go to 52. A couple other things were, like Kenya Martin was injured 2001. And then 01-02 he was there. So a couple things did help out in that, but what I'm trying to say is, like, Marbury wasn't a proven winner. He went to Phoenix when the Nets traded him. The 02-03 season they made the playoffs. First round exit. There really wasn't any playoff success with Marbury, right? Just that type of guy that's going to put up points, but you never really win with him, right? In his time with the Knicks, Marbury took the Knicks to 1 playoff appearance, 2004. They got swept by the Nets, first round. How fitting, right? Kidd is on the Nets. They got traded for each other. Knicks swept the Nets, right?
That's when you just know that Knicks management just...
On average, Marbury got paid, on average, about $17 million per year over the course of 5 years on the Knicks. Right?
Damn.
Penny Hardaway was in this trade, right? This wasn't the Penny Hardaway of the Orlando Magic. It was far from it at this point. Washed Penny Hardaway and overpaid Penny Hardaway. He was getting paid in like the tens also, like the 10 plus million. Right? Often injured. Played 83 total games for the Knicks. 83. And just to really drive home this point, the Knicks gave up 2 first rounders for this.
Yeah, those 2 first rounders. I see. Like you track like where it goes and all that.
So
you saw what it became.
So let's run through it, right?
Yeah.
So they gave up Camby and Nene to get McDice. Then traded McDice and 2 firsts to get Marbury. Why wouldn't you just stick with Camby and your 7th pick in 02 and continue to get picks? You lost all that, and then you got overpaid Marbury, overpaid Hardaway, and you ended up giving up Camby. In the end, what they really gave up to get this was Camby, Nene, and 2 first-round picks.
Damn. Yeah, that's so bad, man. Those picks, what they become, man.
It was terrible.
Because, if you look at the one in 2004, the pick that became that was some guy named Kirk Snyder, but, like, who cares? But you could have probably picked somebody else, you know, if you felt like it. And then the 2010 one was Gordon Hayward.
Yeah.
But the guy right after Gordon Hayward was Paul George.
I didn't know that, man. I didn't know what these picks... Only one of my selections, I actually know what their picks ended up becoming.
Eric Bledsoe was available in one of those drafts.
That was a terrible trade. I double-dipped right there, so I want to know another one of yours, man. What you got?
The Eddie Curry one.
Okay, the Eddie Curry one.
No,
that was 2005.
2006.
Okay, 5, 6.
The Knicks got Eddie Curry, Antonio Davis, and a first-rounder.
Yeah.
Which became Wilson Chandler.
Mm-hmm.
In exchange for a couple guys and 4 picks that are 2 first rounds and 2 second rounds. Eddie Curry wasn't like a superstar.
No.
Antonio Davis was pretty old.
Yeah, definitely. Last legs.
And they just keep giving picks. And those picks become LaMarcus Aldridge and Joakim Noah.
Yeah, I knew that. I had that written down.
And then Joakim Noah comes to them at the end of his career.
So the 06 pick that they gave up to the Bulls became LaMarcus Aldridge. The Bulls messed up on that too because they flipped Aldridge for Tyrese Thomas. So the Bulls messed up too. But that's what that pick became. So Aldridge could have been a Knick if they just would have drafted.
Dude, Aldridge in fantasy basketball, I think he won me a championship.
2007, their pick becomes Joakim Noah. You could have had that. Instead, you had Eddie Curry.
And, like, that's Joakim Noah when he was good. Like, that guy was just, like...
Yeah, Noah was a good player.
Energy and...
Noah was a good player.
It was awesome. I actually liked him. Him and Al Horford from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Coming out that year.
Right.
That was awesome, dude. Those guys were great.
Yeah.
Hustling guys. They don't really, like, take plays off, you know. They don't do that matador defense. And
yeah.
They were always energetic. And, like, that's what a team like the Knicks needed when he was young.
Yeah. Not
when he was, like, 10 years later.
So, a couple little things. So, Curry got drafted 01, right?
01?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Draft.
When we say Curry, it's just, like, automatically...
Yeah, you think Eddie Curry. Stephen Curry.
You think Steph Curry, yeah. I'm like, what?
Yeah, so Eddie Curry got drafted 2001. So at this point, he's like a 4-year pro.
You know what he is.
Yeah, you kind of know what he is. Season before he got traded to the Knicks, he averaged 16 points, 5 rebounds. 16 points and 5 rebounds is not something you give up 2 first-round picks for.
No threes.
No threes.
Bad free throw percentage.
We didn't know that, like, he had really, like, that drive to be, like, a really good player. The Bulls really weren't a good team with him.
Wasn't he, like, heavy?
Yeah, he was heavy, yeah. So that's another thing I wrote. He struggled with weight issues. And because of that, he missed games. The 09 season, the 08-09 season, and the 09-10 season, he barely even played for the Knicks. Like, barely. Like a handful of games type of things. Or like 10. Like, on my both hands. Like, that's how many games he played. And it was so bad that I think he got traded off the Knicks in, like, 2011. And I'm like, yo, I didn't even know he was still on him.
Huh.
Because, like, you just never saw him. Like, I did not even know he got traded in 2011. I thought he was just out the league, like, in, like, 09. I found that out doing this research. So that lets you know, like, that was a bad trade. They didn't get much for Eddie Curry. Antonio Davis, like we said, nothing out of that.
Yeah.
The Wilson Chandler pick, that was nice. But you gave up 2 first-rounders for it, man. Which we said became Noah and LaMarcus Aldridge. So that was a terrible trade.
I think it's just got to be, like it's a history of them just, like, giving up picks and then they suck. It's like they think they're going to be good, right? I think this is what the management thinks. They're like, yeah, we're going to make this pick. We're going to be good. So those first rounders are gonna be like, they're gonna get.
They're not gonna mean nothing. They're gonna be like a 25th.
But they're gonna get like the 29th. So because like we're gonna make it to the East Finals.
Yeah.
So they're gonna get the 29th pick. We're gonna sleaze them, you know.
Yeah.
And then they suck.
And they suck.
And they're giving these teams good picks. When you do that, like I feel like as a GM, if you do that, you start giving up first round picks, you have to be so confident that this guy that you're getting is good.
Yeah.
Like you don't just do like, here's 2 first round picks.
Yeah.
Let me get some guy who's like not even that good. And that we know that he's not that good. It's not like we're trading for Zion Williamson. We're like,
no.
The guy's really good and he could be super good.
Yeah, Eddie Curry, we knew what he was, right?
We already know you. We already know what you are, Eddie Curry.
That was a bad trade, man. This is a lot of these trades are like. Well, I don't know if the McDyess one was Isaiah Thomas era or even the Marbury. I know definitely the Curry one was, but the Isaiah Thomas era. That was some dark times, man. I know.
So Bargnani trade and Eddie Curry trade are my tied for top 2 worst.
Oh yeah.
Just because they just gave up so much.
You know,
so little.
I know we said like top 5 picks, but basically 4 of my 5 we said because I picked Curry as you did. I said the Marbury. I said the McDyess. I said the Bargnani. So I feel like I might as well just go all the way with it and just say my last pick.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna abbreviate it. It was a Porzingis trade.
That's my number 1 worst.
It was a Porzingis trade.
Yeah. If you look at the guy's numbers, pretty insane.
With me, it was this. It's like we said. The Knicks and the Nets, they're not patient. They really just always want to, like, we want to sign this sexy free agent or we want to trade for this guy, this big name, and just immediately get good, right? So they basically gave up on Porzingis, right? Which you could give them a little bit of, like, okay, because Porzingis had the ACL. Okay, but, you know, they call him the unicorn for a reason, right? Because the dude, you know, his skill set is he can protect the paint, block your shot, come down court, hit a 3, fits perfectly in today's NBA. Yep. You see what he's doing right now in Dallas. So, Porzingis was a all-star in 2018. 2018. I didn't even remember that, to be honest with you, but he was.
Dude, he got numbers.
And then he got traded early 2019.
I think it was like 22. Let me look at it. It was like 22 points. Like almost 10 rebounds. Yeah, so he had 22.7 points, 2.4 blocks, 6.6 rebounds. Free throw percentage was almost 80. It was like 79.3.
Right.
3-point percentage almost 40, 39.5. Field goal percentage 43. And he's playing minutes, man. He's playing 30 minutes.
So let's break down the trade, right? It was Porzingis, Hardaway Jr., Courtney Lee, Trey Burke. To Dallas. Knicks get back Dennis Smith Jr., DeAndre Jordan, Wes Matthews. 2 first-round picks, which is a 2021 unprotected and a 2023 protected, right? So that's what the Knicks got back. But why did they make this trade? They made this trade because they had their whole Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, Zion Williamson plan. Which this reeks of 2010 trying to go for LeBron. So you're basically, it's history repeating itself.
Yeah.
Right? It's history repeating itself. So and we know how that worked out. So you guys basically in the end gave up Porzingis and you ended up with like Julius Randle, Taj Gibson, because they struck out on everything they wanted.
Yeah.
They didn't get the number 1 pick. KD and Kyrie are with the Nets, which I know that stings because they're still playing in New York, just not for Knicks. And you guys gave up Porzingis, man. And you have almost nothing to show for it. Dennis Smith Jr. is still on the team. Out of everything they got, the only guy still on the team is Dennis Smith Jr. Congratulations. DeAndre Jordan, where is he? On the Nets. He's on the Nets.
That's like a weird flip.
Wesley Matthews is in Milwaukee. So you guys basically gave away Porzingis, Hardaway Jr., Courtney Lee, Trey Burke. Some of those don't matter, but this is what they gave up. And they
Hardaway Jr. Like
the thing with Hardaway Jr. too is like if you look at like his history with the Knicks, you're like, yo, that the Hardaway Jr. saga alone is like something that you could like talk about.
Yeah.
They had him. They traded him for a 2nd-round pick. No, they had Hardaway Jr. They traded him for Jerry and Grant in 2015. Then in 2017, they're like, we want Tim Hardaway Jr. back and sign him to a terrible contract. Like 4 years, $70 million.
Yeah.
Why did you even trade him in the first place for Jerry and Grant?
Yeah. So okay, right there is just like a little like time capsule of like, why are you screwing yourself over? Like, help yourself by not trying to help yourself. Like, it's a weird thing. Like, don't overdo it. Like, just keep Tim Hardaway. He was doing good, and then you didn't have to do all that crap, you know?
I mean, I didn't mind them trading him, but like then you go back and re-sign him for 4 years, $70 million. Like 2 years later.
That's what it was. Like if they wouldn't have signed him, I'd have been like, okay, they got something for him, whatever. But then they go back on it.
Yeah.
And then they go hard and they get like this terrible contract. And aren't you, during this whole time as a GM, shouldn't you be thinking, hey, if we give him this contract, this is gonna go through to a point where we need to get like a max contract.
Yeah.
So we might have to trade him. So why are we signing him?
So he ends up in this trade. He's in this trade.
It was to free up space.
Yeah, he goes to.
And then, so that's why they just
Dallas.
put themselves into a hole.
And then they gotta get out of it.
And then they gotta get out of the hole. And then to get out of the hole, you gotta give up everything.
Yeah. So, this year, so like we said, DeAndre Jordan and Wesley Matthews no longer in the Knicks. So in the end, it's almost like the Knicks only got Dennis Smith Jr. and 2 first-round picks, 2021 unprotected, 2023 protected. With the rate that Luka Doncic is playing in Dallas and progressing, who knows if those picks will even be good. And you gave up Porzingis. Porzingis this year was averaging 19 and 9 with 2 blocks for a Mavericks team that was 13 games over 500. And they will be in this new updated Orlando bubble thing.
Yep.
If they play well enough and some teams slip, the Mavericks can move as high as to like a 3rd seed. Right now they're like a 7th seed, but the seeding is so close that they could if they go on fire and like win their games, they can move up to like 5th seed, 4th seed, as high as 3rd. They definitely won't catch the Clippers or the Lakers.
Yeah, but still, like when you look at it, they're only 4 games or 5 games back from the Clippers.
But the Clippers won't let that one go. I don't think they'll.
But it's still amazing.
Yeah.
Like it's like, dude, that's how tight the West is. That 2 through 7 are like 5 games apart.
Yeah.
And then you got them, like Kristaps and Doncic are competing in that, in that environment.
Right.
And they gave it up. They gave it Kristaps.
Yeah, and man.
And dude, Kristaps doesn't even have to really go that hard every night.
No.
Like, Luka just goes hard.
Even Hardaway Jr. is playing good for them.
Yeah, they have Hardaway Jr., which is, like, the guy, he can score, man. Like, if you need some buckets, just boom. Just Hardaway Jr.
Yeah. And like we said, the only guy the Knicks are left with is Dennis Smith Jr. And there's a reason he was traded, because he's not good. Dallas like quickly realized like this dude's not good. Let's get him the hell out of here. And now he's on the Knicks.
Yeah, and that whole thing with DeAndre Jordan and the Mavs was weird. He like ran away from like he was about to sign.
Yeah, that was 2015.
And then he was like, no, I don't want to do it.
And then they got him later.
And then they got him later. And then it's like, yeah, we wanted you back then.
Yeah.
Right now you're not that.
Now you're just gonna be a trade chip for us to get Porzingis. So to recap, my 5 were the Bargnani trade, the Porzingis trade, the Antonio McDyess trade, the Stephon Marbury trade, and the Eddie Curry trade. Those were my 5 worst trades in Knicks history. So congratulations, Knicks. I know it's Knicks fans too. I know it's been a rough 20 plus years, basically since we flipped over to the 2000s. Next millennium, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
It's just been rough for Knicks basketball. So I mean, congratulations with that.